Hi, I'm Aileen from the Asa channel. Every line I draw comes from my heart and mind.
So I gotta say, I decided to draw this portrait super last minute, like in the middle of the night. So I just grabbed whatever pencil was nearby and sharpened it with my cutter. This pencil you see here is a 6 billion, and I don't really pay much attention to sharpening it. I just need the tip to be sharp enough to get it going. All right, let's talk about the drawing itself. I've got this sketchbook with craft paper because I honestly prefer it over white paper. I've also got this big canvas board I place on my lap, leaning against my desk, and attach my sketchbook to it. Since it's my first time making a video with basic setup and starting from scratch, I'll admit my hands were kind of killing me halfway through because I didn't have a good support for the board. So I had to use my other hand to control half of the weight and pressure. Anyway, forgive me, but if you support me in the future, I can get better gear. Moving on, I picked a reference photo from my laptop to get inspiration for the angle and the anatomy of the face. I never try to copy something exactly because I'm not a camera that captures every little detail, haha. Of course, since I studied art from childhood to university, I can manage hyper-realistic drawings to a certain extent, but I fully agree with Pablo Picasso when he said that art cannot be an exact image of nature, it should convey a feeling of it. Or Van Gogh, who said, I don't want to show reality in my paintings, I want to reflect my inner feelings. And with all due respect to those who do realistic and hyper realistic work and put in a lot of effort, I personally believe that emotional work in art has more artistic value. So, what do? I just place the darks and lights of the image on paper based on my eye scale, and I work with very intuitive lines. Since my process is pretty quick, the type of lines I make in the moment is really important, and I let them come together to create that feeling. So, without fear, I trust my feelings in my hand and I just draw. Of course, as I said, I try to keep in mind the anatomy and basic facial principles while working. In the end, I use a darker pencil to make some lines and shadows more intense. Sometimes when I look at the image I've created, I realize that it might have started out in my mind one way, but by the end, it's turned into the mood or feeling I was experiencing that day. Or maybe it reflects the vibe I got from the song that was playing while I was working. A lot of times I feel like I leave some parts of the drawing unfinished. And when my heart says that's enough, I stop. And I happily listen to it. And here's the final result. I really liked it, and I hope you do too. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, my friend.